Hello, guys. Hope you're doing well. This is TJ, and you're listening to Beyond the Ring podcast. And this is my review of this week's NXT UK. And this week's NXT UK show was a very good show, an excellent show, a very good hour of wrestling. I enjoyed it. I didn't actually. Have a time kind of see the time and all for the show because it just breezed upon because that much good wrestling was there in this show. And the main event we saw was Rampage Braun versus Joe Coffey, and this was a second match between them because last match we saw Rampage Braun getting the victory, and this was the second match. And we also saw the show actually opening with Ilja Dragunov versus Noam. If you know, Noam had that supernova sessions, and you know that Noam actually picks a bone with every guy that comes into that show, and Ilja Dragunov is one of them. And Ilja Dragunov and Noam was confirmed last week actually, and this was a very good match. And Ilja Dragunov in the early going, he actually in the story actually I'm saying that story actually played out that Ilja Dragunov was trying to control his anger. He was trying to have that composure, but Noam didn't actually think about his composure, trying to lure him, trying to play with him mind games and all, and just having fun with him. And you know that Ilja Dragunov don't like that kind of stuff, and he gone to that now gone to the next level kind of stuff where he does that brutal stuff. And he actually started to do that stuff. And but his in the match actually he was kind of having that momentum, but Ilya actually had that knee injury while he was having that 619 from the ropes, and he actually limped it. And this actually had that for a Constantine special, that hard close line that he actually perform upon and to Dar. And this actually created an opportunity for Dar, and Dar actually very nicely with perfection. That psychology of this knee selling and all was very good by Ilja Dragunov. And Noam Dar actually perfectly brutalized his knee, attacking by chop block, and by knee bar and all. Whatever stuff you have seen in kind of targeting the arm, kind of targeting the leg actually. And selling of Ilja Dragunov, we have seen him is a very good wrestler. And he's a small Walter. I can definitely say that. And his matches actually brings about so much physicality, and he was not going into that physicality in the early going, as I said. But Noam Dar actually forced him to go on to about that land of physicality. And this was a very physical match. We saw some very great transitions, wrist lock and all. And we also saw chops. We also saw headbutts, punch, trading strikes, and right hands, slaps and all. And Dar was still playing out with him. And Ilya Dragunov, his anger gone to another level actually then. And at the point we saw a flurry of kicks actually was Dar was actually kicking in his leg, and Ilya Dragunov doesn't sell him. And he was at the high point, he just chops him into the hell. And Dar runs into a boot in a corner as Dragunov climbed the ropes, but he misses a flying knee and gets caught with a champagne super knee bar from Dar. And Dragunov then fights free to break the hold, though, only for Dar to kick away the knee again. So the knee was the point on this match, and that played out very well. And in the last we saw Dragon halts of Dar, but drops him down from that with that gut wrench suplex, and that had the near fall. But that was not because he was near. Noam Dar was in a near victory kind of stuff, but Dragunov was in the another corner, and Noam Dar was in the another corner. And Noam Dar was kind of having that was going to set up that Nova roller finisher, but they have that same running finisher. So Dragunov hit that Torpedo Moscow for the win. And this was a very explosive match. This was a very good match. And Ilya Dragunov, he delivers in every match, and the story that he plays out, and psychology and the work rate that he bring about in every match is so great, man. He's so fun to watch. And I can say about him like for good things for him, because he's such a very good wrestler. And I wanted to see him NXT one day, because we have Pete Dunne, Walter coming back as well. So I want him once in a time challenging for that NXT championship. That would be great, man. Having that Pete Dunne versus, if Pete Dunne wins or something. I mean, just I am having that thought. I'm just having that thought, if Pete Dunne wins a triple threat match, and then we not that fatal five-way match, and Pete Dunne versus kind of Ilya Dragunov in the future or something, we can do that as well. If Pete Dunne wins, I don't think so Pete Dunne would be winning in your house, but I'm just having that thought out of my mind. And then we saw this was a very explosive match, opened it well, and then we got Ive Valkyrie, and this is the new. This is not the new actually. She's retaining actually, and she had the vignette and of. With the match with Maiko Satomura, I think so. She's a new contender coming up for the Women's NXT UK Women's Championship title picture. And if you don't know, next week is a match, Kaylee Ray versus Meiko Satomura for the NXT UK Women's Championship. This would be good, very good match. Meiko Satomura is a very strong style wrestler, and Kaylee Ray is a very heelish wrestler, and her character is very well. She actually does her wrestling, her holds and all very well, and she's a very kind of a cunning wrestler as well. Just kind of you can say Zack Sabre Jr. or Pete Dunne or something. Yeah, I can say that kind of that thing that's there. So then we saw next segment where the regional manager. We saw actually Jordan Devlin actually return, and he actually visited Mr. Saint. Mr. Saint's regional manager. It's not the Mr. Saint, it's regional manager, and he actually had that some demands that he want to commit. He want a private dressing room, he want a new Mustang, and a match with Noam Dar. Not a match. He want a session with Supernova. In that Supernova session, I mean a spot on that Supernova sessions, and I mean he's a fan of Supernova sessions, I think so. And he actually, and then the Mr. Saint said that Mr. Saint's regional manager actually said that I should say that you could PC is so very exact, and you could have some come to the PC or something, and he says that I don't look at the not finished product, I'm the finished product. So that was a promo, and that was good. Jordan Devlin's promo, and he's back after that loss from the Santos Escobar storyline, I think so. After that, he was not showing up in the NXT and NXT UK. So this was he's coming back. So maybe he would be coming for that Heritage Cup or something. That would be interesting. So then we saw NXT UK Tag Team Championship match, pretty deadly. And this tag team, Sam Stoker and Lewis Hawley, I didn't have watched that much work of them, but ever since I saw them, I had that vibe of old attitude, flamboyant wrestlers, just like Shawn Michaels. And they, yeah, if you see them, and they're just like that kind of stylish wrestler, kind of very cocky kind of attitude that they had. And the tag team championship looked very good on them. And I actually focus upon the tag team championship of the NXT UK to be very beautiful than every other championship, I could say, because that looks so familiar with that NXT, not the NXT WWE tag team championship, which was there in early days in 2000 time, 2002, 2003 times, I think so, after 2000 or something. Yeah, that's kind of look that championship had, and that championship also looked good on them. And this was a very good tag title match. Jack Stars had that mystery opponent. He didn't have an opponent, and this was on the back of that story, that segment that we had last week, where Pretty Deadly actually say you find a new partner because they tried to mock him, Jack Stars, and Jack Stars actually challenged, and Pretty Deadly said that you confirmed with Mr. Saint and we can do that, but you just find out any friend, and his friend actually was Nathan Fraser. And this was a good tag title match. This was the tag team championship, and the match actually starts off with a Stars and Stoker having that shoulder tackle, a drop kick, and all, a leapfrog at him. Some early basic stuff that we see in the matches. A pop-up runner takes down Holly as she did an arm drag, and then we saw Holly actually tagged back into capitalize on it, but Fraser's able to recover with an enziguri, and Fraser and Jack Stars actually tried pretty well in this match to have that upper hand with that speed advantage that they had got, but the power advantage we had with Pretty Deadly, and that was good. And at the point of the match, we saw Fraser's sunset flip on Howley, and that stopped with the tag out to Stalker, but he's able to get free and tag out to Stars actually. And then we also see Stars actually having that guillotine on Stoker. That was good, and Fraser returns a favor, low bridging Holly to the outside outside before a moonsault on the apron, off the apron almost. That was very good. And in the ring, we saw then Stars actually nearly nicked the win with suplex, but nearly have that suplex win. But Stoker's able to knock Fraser off the apron. So in the finish of the match, we saw Stokers able to knock Fraser off the apron and then blind tag Howley to kick out Star's knee, and he was alone, and they hit the pretty deadly that hat attack neck breaker, running neck breaker with driving him to the mat, and that's the win. And this was a fine tag team match, a good tag team match you can say. And Tyler Bates' segment was there after this, and he actually said that he's ready for any challenge for his Heritage Cup trophy, and he's meditating in garden, and that was that he was sitting there, and he had some training and all that was going on with that some kind of nunchucks. Yeah, Tyler's actually ready for any challenge. Maybe Jordan Devlin would be the new challenger. And then we saw a very unusual match, which was a good match as well. This was not announced. This was Flash Morgan Webster, who is in the group of Subculture, who is a new group, NXT UK's new group, new faction actually, with Danny Luna and Mark Andrews actually. So Webster actually had that NWE-ish kind of that video actually said presentation and all that was like that, black screen and all. And this is a very I mean say it's a good match just to have that Flash Morgan Webster starting off with snap pairs and some escapes, back and forth stuff, back and forth wrestling. And then we saw chin bar from corners, and then we saw a springboard drop kick corners to the outside. And referee actually actually said that to block a dive, but Webster actually goes over the top rope, and that was a Topi Supida. So Topi Suicida, that was good, over the top from over the referee. That was a good moment. And Ginny was actually gets involved in this match in the finish of this match, because she actually Flash Morgan Webster goes to the top rope while ref was not noticing it, and Ginny actually pushed Flash Morgan Webster off the top rope, and Joseph Connors actually capitalized on that, and he hit that Hangman's neck breaker, and he gets the win. And after that, his group, Mark Andrews and Danny Luna, come up, and it's too late because the match is won by them. And this was a good match, I would say, just there. And then we saw Walter's promo after a long time. We haven't seen him after that NXT return that he had. After that, he didn't return to that NXT UK show actually, and he's returning next week. Walter is gonna address that NXT. He's an NXT UK champion. If you don't know, if you forget, and he's kind of a longest reigning champion. I think so, 700 days or 800 days or something. So Walter is coming next week, and I'm excited to see who's gonna step up. Maybe Ilja Dragunov, or I mean Ilja Dragunov is over. I mean maybe Jordan Devlin or something. Yeah, don't know who's gonna be. It's pretty hard to say about, because there are so many superstars, there are so many wrestlers who wants that title. So they didn't tease on, they didn't have any angle to play out for this title picture actually, NXT UK Championship picture. Finally, he's back actually after 2 months actually, I see. And I read. And then we get to the main event. And before that, we also saw a promo build up for Kaylee Ray versus Michael Sotomura, which is gonna be next week. And this is the second match between them. And then we saw Rampage Brown versus Joe Coffey, and this was a very good match. Rampage Brown selling of his back and his spine was very good, because his back actually hit the apron, and that strategy was very good from Joe Coffey. Uh, was very good from Joe Coffey actually, because he actually had that he actually gone to outside on the apron, and Rampage Brown followed him, and Rampage Brown actually have that opportunity, capitalize the opportunity, and he goes for that kick to Joe Coffey, and Joe Coffey just jumps off the apron and hits that ring post. Rampage Brown actually hits that ring post, and he just drags him into that drives him, and that just hit to the back, and that actually then played out, and he just drives into the barricade as well, and that was the beginning point of the damage for Rampage Brown's spine and that stomach area and that gut area, and that was very good, and that played out this match the whole. And this Gallus, he's a Gallus member. Joe Coffey really did hard work. But I didn't thought about the Rampage Brown would be losing this match, but Rampage will actually lose this match actually, and that was enough for him, and the finish that kind of damage that he did, because we saw cross body, we saw belly to belly driving, we also saw that. Beer hug as well, that was very good as well. Selling was great by Rampage Brown, and when I see Rampage Brown, he was making that entrance. I think about that, this guy should be in the main roster. This guy can be in the main roster, and he has, and commentators also stated that he has a 20 years experience, so he's experienced hell, so he sure can come into the main roster and or to NXT as well. So Rampage actually at a moment flies off with a shoulder tackle of the middle rope, even though he has that bad spine pair. We saw some trading strikes and all, until Coffey actually missed that springboardy crossbody out of the corner, and we saw back inside at a point where Rampage hits a missile drop kick but blocked the German suplex, only to get headbugged in the back, and splash followed in the corner. Then a German suplex out of it, but Rampage kicks out at two, and then they have that face plant that was there for Rampage, and Rampage tries to add that Doctor Bomb, but his main stomach gut area and that spine area that requires a lot the more power to hit that. Dr. Bomb, and he was not able to hit that, and then a clothesline to the back of the head sends him to the mat, and that finisher Avra best of the falls that he hit. Avra best of the bells follows, and as a rather actually was a very good victory by Joe Coffey, and this second match between them. And first match Rampage Brown did get the victory, and the second match for Joe Coffey, and they actually had that respect shake hand after this match, and they also Rampage Brown said kind of show the three kind of hand that maybe they will be going in the future for that rubber match, and hell, it's gonna happen, and that's they have teased it. And post match we just got some interesting stuff, because post match out of nowhere Ilja Dragunov's music hits, and he comes about and he just notices them. So I think that these guys are going to be the next contenders for the NXT UK Championship, maybe, or we don't know. He wanted to insert into that match, or don't know, because NXT UK they didn't told about that this was kind of a matchup that kind of could be made for that NXT UK Championship kind of number one contender or something. But maybe a three-way number one contenders match would be in the pipeline for next week. Maybe they would be challenging. So that's what I expect. That's what I expect, because if you see that if you end the show like that, because that's the main thing, because that's the main closing of the show, and you're definitely focusing upon your main title. And I think about that. So this show was a very good show, I would say. I enjoyed this show. Very good wrestling by all three matches. All three mo- all the four matches. Flash Morgan Webster and Joseph Connors was not that very good, but that was also good as well. Nothing bad, I would say. So a good match as well. So good match, a very good match. The opening match, Ilja Dragunov, that actually was my favorite, and the second match would be the Rampage Brown Joe Coffey match, and that's a good match. And next week we are gonna have that number one content, not number one content, NXT UK Women's Title match between Maiko Satomura and Kaylee Ray, and we are having the return of Walter, the NXT UK Championship. So this was the show review, the NXT UK. Hope you like this review. So please do like this video, subscribe to my channel, and share my video to our wrestling fans and friends. That supports me, and please do like my video, and that motivates me to do more kind of like this video. So please put on the comment section below, if you watch NXT UK, what are your thoughts on the in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, be safe, stay energetic, peace.